It was a night of celebration, dominance, and a little bit of worry for Lakers Nation. The Los Angeles Lakers walked into Crypto.com Arena this Friday night knowing exactly what was at stake, locking up the third seed in the Western Conference and eliminating any chance of falling into the dreaded play-in tournament. They didn't just rise to the occasion, they exploded. Leave your like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any updates. From the opening tip to the final buzzer, the Lakers put on a complete performance. And at the center of it all, Luka Doncic. Once again proving why he's one of the most electrifying talents in the league, Luka turned the game into his own personal highlight reel. Step-back threes, no-look passes, fearless drives to the rim, he did it all. By the end of the night, Doncic had racked up 39 points, 8 rebounds, and 7 assists, and he did it with the kind of ease and flair that's become his trademark. It was a statement game. The first few minutes set the tone. Luka tossed a perfect alley-oop to LeBron, who soared for the slam. The crowd erupted. Then LeBron dished one to Jackson Hayes for another dunk. The Lakers weren't just playing well, they were putting on a show. But it wasn't all smooth sailing at first. Houston's Cam Whitmore came out aggressive and caught the Lakers' defense sleeping. He dropped 10 quick points in the first quarter and looked like he came ready to spoil the party. But once the Lakers adjusted defensively, it was over. That second quarter, pure dominance. The Lakers went on a lightning-fast 11-0 run, including 3 consecutive dunks that brought the arena to its feet. The offense was flowing, the ball movement was crisp, and the energy? Off the charts. By halftime, the Lakers had piled up 78 points while shooting a ridiculous 64% from the field. You read that right, 64%. This wasn't just basketball. It was art. They went into the break with a commanding 22-point lead, and it felt like they weren't just winning, they were sending a message. While Luka was the star, the rest of the roster played their roles to perfection. Austin Reeves had a fantastic all-around game, 23 points, 7 rebounds, and 6 assists. He continues to prove he's more than just a role player, he's a key piece of this playoff push. Dorian Finney-Smith was deadly from beyond the arc, knocking down 6 of 8 threes for 18 points. His ability to stretch the floor and defend multiple positions gives the Lakers a whole new dimension. Rui Hachimura added 16 points and 5 rebounds, using his size and athleticism to bully mismatches and attack the rim with purpose. And just when you thought the night couldn't get better, rookies Bronny James and Dalton Knecht checked in late in the fourth. Both knocked down 3-pointers, sending the home crowd into a frenzy. It was a perfect ending to a night of celebration in LA. Just as the party was reaching full speed, the air got sucked out of the building. With around 7 minutes left in the third quarter, LeBron James grabbed at his left groin and exited the game. For a split second, panic set in. Was it serious? Was the king hurt again? But moments later, LeBron was seen on the bench, smiling and cheering on his teammates. The official word from the team? Precautionary. Still, with the playoffs looming, even a minor injury to LeBron sends shockwaves through Laker Nation. He finished the game with 14 points, 4 rebounds, and 8 assists in just 22 minutes of action, and now all eyes turn to Sunday's game and his recovery. To be fair, this wasn't Houston's full-strength squad. With Alperen Sengun, Jabari Smith Jr., and Fred VanVleet all sitting out, the Rockets rolled with a younger, more experimental lineup. But that opened the door for Cam Whitmore to shine, and he didn't disappoint. The rising star put up 26 points and looked confident and aggressive, even in a blowout. His development is something Rockets fans should be excited about. Still, Houston couldn't match the Lakers' firepower. LA hit 13 threes to Houston's 9, shot 52% from deep, and dished out 32 assists, showing off incredible ball movement and chemistry. With this win, the Lakers now have 28 home victories this season. They've won 3 straight, and most importantly, they've locked in home court advantage for the first round of the playoffs. After the game, head coach J.J. Redick praised the team's mindset. We built this momentum with effort and consistency. Now it's about staying focused and hungry. Tonight showed that we're locked in and ready. The Lakers will now face the Portland Trail Blazers on the road this Sunday. Depending on LeBron's status, it may be a game focused more on rotation tweaks and getting the bench some minutes than chasing a win. But make no mistake, the Lakers have done their part. They secured their seed. They gave the fans a show. They proved they're clicking at the right time. And they did it all with style, chemistry, and a little swagger. The postseason is knocking. And if this performance was any indication, the Lakers are not just aiming to participate, they're ready to make a deep run. With Luka Doncic at full throttle, a balanced supporting cast, and LeBron hopefully healthy, the purple and gold are starting to look dangerous. Lakers fans, it's time to believe. The playoffs are here. And LA just might be ready to shine brighter than ever. One of the greatest to ever play the game. A four-time NBA champion. A living legend. But now, some are questioning whether he still has what it takes when it matters most. The Los Angeles Lakers have finally secured their spot in the playoffs, and they did it with style. Home court advantage in the first round is locked in. The team is healthy. The chemistry looks better than ever. And with Luka Doncic and LeBron James sharing the floor, there's every reason to believe this Lakers squad is built to make a deep postseason run. But not everyone is convinced. Despite the star power, despite the momentum, despite the hype, one NBA insider is sounding the alarm. And he's not just raising concerns about the team as a whole. He's pointing the finger directly at LeBron James. In a report from ESPN's Tim Bontemps and Brian Windhorst, the insider didn't hold back. He said, and I quote, "The thing with LeBron is he's not going to foul. You can score on him with the right matchup. With the right personnel, he could be exposed on defense in the playoffs. He's amazing, taking nothing from him, but it's a worry." Let that sink in. Exposed. Not just challenged. Not just targeted. Exposed. We're talking about a player who's been the face of the NBA for over 2 decades. But as he approaches his 40th birthday, the conversation is shifting. Is LeBron still the two-way force he once was? Or have Father Time and the grind of 21 seasons finally caught up? This season, LeBron is still putting up all-NBA level numbers. He's averaging 24.4 points, 7.8 rebounds, and 8.2 assists per game. He's leading fast breaks, knocking down threes, orchestrating the offense, and doing it all with an efficiency that defies age. There's no doubt, offensively, he's still elite. But on the defensive end? That's where the debate gets heated. Let's be real. At this stage in his career, LeBron has become a master at conserving energy. He knows when to push. He knows when to coast. And in the regular season, that approach works. He can afford to take plays off on defense to preserve himself for late-game situations. But in the playoffs, against the best players in the world, every possession counts. Every switch. Every rotation. Every closeout. And that's where the concern lies. Teams will hunt mismatches. They'll force switches. They'll put LeBron in action. And if he's not moving his feet or contesting shots with the same urgency, opposing stars will take advantage. It's not personal. It's just playoff basketball. Ruthless. Unforgiving. Strategic. Now, to be fair, LeBron isn't alone on the court. The Lakers have one of the most talented rosters in the league. Luka Doncic is putting up MVP-caliber numbers. Austin Reeves is becoming more and more reliable under pressure. Dorian Finney-Smith, Rui Hachimura, Jackson Hayes, they're all finding their roles and contributing. And that's the Lakers' hope, that their offensive firepower will simply overwhelm teams. That if they can put up 120-plus points, the defense, even if it has some holes, won't be what defines their fate. But let's not forget, defense wins championships. And in the West, the Lakers will have to face some of the most dynamic offensive teams in the league. Younger legs. Faster rotations. Relentless ball movement. That's the reality of playoff basketball in 2025. Still, it's hard to count out a player like LeBron. We've seen this script before. The doubt. The criticism. The whispers that he's too old. And time again, he's delivered. Remember 2020 in the bubble? Remember 2016 in Cleveland? LeBron has made a career out of silencing doubters. Out of turning pressure into motivation. Out of reminding the world exactly why he's on the Mount Rushmore of basketball. But this time, it feels different. This time, there are questions that even his biggest fans are starting to ask. Can he stay locked in for an entire series on both ends of the court? Can he keep up with younger, quicker guards when the Lakers go small? Can he still be the anchor, not just the leader, when everything's on the line. That's the story going into the playoffs. That's the tension building with each passing day. Because if LeBron does struggle defensively, if teams start attacking him and it works, the critics will pounce. And for the first time in his career, the narrative may start to shift from, he's aging gracefully, to, he might be slowing down. But if he rises to the moment, if he digs deep and delivers another legendary postseason performance, then once again, LeBron James will rewrite the script. He'll remind everyone that greatness doesn't fade easily. That legacy is earned not just in youth, but in longevity, in resilience, in moments that test everything. So now we wait. The lights are getting brighter. The stakes are getting higher. The playoffs are here. And LeBron James, one of the most iconic figures in the history of the game, is about to face one of the biggest challenges of his storied career. Will he be exposed? Or will he once again prove that legends never die? Let's find out. So, let's talk about one of the biggest challenges the Los Angeles Lakers are facing right now, and that's the center position. After pulling off the blockbuster trade that brought Luka Doncic to LA in exchange for Anthony Davis, the Lakers filled one major need but opened up another. Davis, for all his ups and downs, was a defensive anchor. He was their rim protector, their inside presence, their fallback on the defensive end. With him gone, the team is left with a glaring gap in the paint. They tried to address it almost immediately. The Lakers made a move to bring in Mark Williams, a young and athletic big man with plenty of upside. It was a bold step, one that could have paid off big time. But that plan collapsed before it could even begin. Williams didn't pass his physical, and just like that, the trade was called off. A promising solution evaporated overnight. In the aftermath, the front office didn't waste time. They turned to the buyout market and signed veteran center Alex Len. It's not a long-term fix, let's be honest, but it's something to help stabilize the position for now. Len brings experience, size, and toughness. He can give them solid minutes, but no one believes he's the final answer for a team that's trying to win a championship. The Lakers know that. And fans know it too. That's why all eyes are on the offseason, because that's when the Lakers will have the best chance to seriously address this issue. According to NBA insider Evan Sidery from Forbes, two names have been consistently popping up in league conversations: Miles Turner of the Indiana Pacers and Nick Claxton of the Brooklyn Nets. Let's start with Turner. He's a player who's been linked to the Lakers for a couple of years now. And for good reason. At 6 feet 11 inches, 250 pounds, Turner is the kind of modern-day big man every team covets. He can protect the rim at an elite level. He's one of the league's top shot blockers, but he can also stretch the floor with his shooting. That rare combination of defense and outside shooting makes him a natural fit next to a high-usage guard like Doncic. He doesn't need the ball in his hands all the time, but he can still make a major impact. Turner is heading into free agency, which gives the Lakers a unique opportunity. They could try to work out a sign-and-trade deal with Indiana, assuming they can put together a package the Pacers would accept. But it won't be cheap. Turner is expected to command as much as $30 million per year on the open market. That's a serious financial commitment, especially with other big contracts already on the Lakers' books. Now, what about Nick Claxton? He brings a totally different skill set to the table. Unlike Turner, Claxton doesn't shoot threes, but that doesn't mean he lacks value. Far from it. Claxton is a high-energy, athletic center who thrives in the pick-and-roll. He's a strong rebounder, an agile defender, and a shot blocker who can switch onto smaller players when needed. He's also an excellent lob target, which makes him a perfect partner for Luka Doncic in transition and in the half-court game. Claxton is under contract for next season, with a salary of $25.35 million. That makes things a bit more complicated, but the Nets have reportedly been open to moving him for some time. If the Lakers are willing to make the right offer, Brooklyn might be ready to deal. So here's the big question. Can the Lakers afford either one of these guys? That's where things get tricky. With the NBA's increasingly tight salary cap and luxury tax rules, making room for a $25 or $30 million player isn't easy, especially when you're already paying stars like Luka Doncic and LeBron James. It would require some tough decisions and clever maneuvering from the front office. They'd likely have to part with valuable role players or draft assets. But here's the thing. If either Turner or Claxton could put this team over the top, it might be worth it. Imagine this scenario. Luka Doncic handling the ball, surrounded by shooters and a dominant big man who can protect the rim and crash the boards. That's a scary sight for opposing defenses. That's a lineup that could compete with the best in the league. And for the Lakers, time is of the essence. LeBron James isn't getting any younger. If they're going to maximize the final years of his legendary career, they need to build the right team around him now. That means finding a center who can do the dirty work, defend, rebound, set screens, and finish at the rim, while Luka controls the offense. Turner and Claxton both check a lot of those boxes. It's just a matter of fit, availability, and money. The Lakers will have to weigh the cost carefully. Is it worth sacrificing depth or picks to land one of these guys? Can they pull it off without gutting the rest of the roster? These are the questions the front office will be wrestling with all summer. One thing's for sure, standing pat isn't an option. If the Lakers want to be serious contenders, they need to address the center position in a big way. And with two top-tier options potentially available, the opportunity is there. It's just a matter of whether the purple and gold are ready to go all in. So stay tuned, because this summer could shape the future of the Lakers for years to come.